Hey guys, the old man's back in the shop briefly. The two projects I want to get on with are actually a little bit lengthy with regards to standing time. I took a chance today, standing at the lathe, doing a little bit of turning. Very straightforward, nothing elaborate. In fact, I think Brian Stanger, BS in the shop, I think he made one of these. And the first time I used one of my annular cutters, I used it in a Jacob's chuck, and it wasn't ideal because there are two flats on the thing, and it needs a proper holder. So I found a piece of very rusty 30mm something mystery material, chucked that up, turned down a spigot for chuck usage, 1/2 inch. I made it 1/2 inch actually, so I could put it in a collet as well. Cleaned up the outside, bored out the middle to 3/4 to take one of the annular cutter arbors, and collet block, drill, tap, turn collet block 90, drill, tap, and that was it. Nothing very involved at all, but it was a nice little job to get out of the way. I'd like to get on with something more substantial, but as I showed at the end of the video, I've got this Maytag 92, and I blame Dale Pratt for getting it because he got one and did a lot of beautiful work on it. This just needs a bit of a clean up, muffler fit, gasket changes. So if we get a half decent day sometime, which is not today, Memorial Day Sunday, thunderstorms floating around, not as bad as out west has been, but not ideal for Memorial Day weekend. Anyway, that's it, just the proverbial quickie, and hope to see you again before too long anyway, somehow. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all, and our thoughts and thanks to all who have served. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Just a quick look here at a couple of annular cutters. I did use one of a set of 5 and had to sort of fake it up in a chuck, but as you can see, I think if I can keep the camera still, we've got a double flat for location into a dedicated holder. So I thought this is a small project. We'll make a holder, 3/4 diameter. So we'll turn down and make a 1/2 inch arbor, and then bore out a larger diameter for the 3/4. As usual, this is mystery material, rusty as hell. Cleaned it up a bit. Just going to face that off, and we've got to take about 340 off the radius. I'm going to take it down to 1/2 inch, which will be convenient for chuck usage. So let's make a start. This old left-hand tool was handy. I think it'll take a fairly good cut. Let's just try. Well, it's adequate for hogging, just to get rid of material quickly. That was 50 thou off the radius. I'll carry on at that sort of level and get down nearer to 1/2 inch. I meant to point out on this setup and this old machine it was a lot better to take a fairly aggressive feed. If you back off too much with this depth of cut, it starts squeaking a bit. Even then complaining slightly, but it's just a case of get rid of material quickly. It's got about 10th thou to go, I think, here. See where we're at. I'll just take a very light pass just to clean that up. There's quite a nice finish on there, which is adequate. I may use a collet for that when I turn it round. And I'll take a skim on here too to clean that up, and then we can flip it round. Well, I chopped this off in the bandsaw for a quick fix. I was going to use a collet, but I've just checked indicated this in the 3 jaw. It's out by 1/1000 a smidge. 1/1000 2/10 I suppose. I'm going to go with that because I'm trying to get on with this. I've already stood too long. I've just taken one facing cut there and just take another. And I guess we'd better put a bit of chamfer on that whilst we're at it. Tiny bit of chatter on that. I think it's enough to matter. Now I'm going to drill this out as far as I dare, but I can't go too far because we're only holding in the chuck on a 1/2 inch. If I go too large, it's going to spin in the chuck, so we'll make a start on it. Yeah, that should do. I don't think I can go much bigger because this will spin in the chuck, almost sure of it. So I'll find a boring bar that'll get me started on that. I haven't got many boring bars that'll go in quite this small. This one's okay. It's tool steel. It's probably more rigid than 1 or 2 others I've got, so I'm taking 20th hour cuts for the moment. Check dimensions, see where we are. changed to a slightly better tool here, which should make it a bit easier to get this finished off. Just taking about 7 or 8 thou, then we'll check it. This 3/4 telescope gauge is about on its limit, which is always a bit annoying. I'll check that. Got to take another, looking for another 5 thou. We'll take a 4, see where we go. Sure to be nearly finished on that. Just put a chamfer on that quickly. Actually, the last cut I took thinking I had another thou to go, I fed it a bit quickly, so we got some machining marks, but in fact that turns out to be just it's good. Yep, that's fine. So what we've got to do now is to make a couple of 90-degree offset set screws for locking purposes. So we'll whip over to the mill. All we got to do here is finish up with a couple of set screws for the flats. It's fairly arbitrary. We're working to a mark there we've got centered, and got my little edge vice stop, just about fits on there for the collet block. So we'll try and do one hole at a time complete. We'll change over to tapping drill. Sorry, hands in the way as usual. Put a chamfer on that and get it tapped. I didn't power tap. I could have done actually. I just quickly did it by hand, but we can come out in reverse anyway. Right, so this is basically rinse and repeat. Well, I put this in a Jacobs to get a good grip. This is a 3/4. Just trying it out. It's not running too bad actually. My adapter's running totally true, of course. Just take a quick cut through, bit of alcohol. Sorry, got my stupid arm in the way there. You might have noticed that the at one point it stalled, and I shouldn't need the rod to push this out. Let's just see if it'll come out. Oh, it'll come out with a pair of pliers. Yes, anyway, I wasn't putting a huge feed pressure, but the motor stalled, and of course the power factor on this little thing is nearly bugger all. And these things do need a bit of power for the torque. There we go. There's the slug. Nice and clean, and I think the hole is pretty good. Mind you, I used the 1-inch one when I was doing the tailstock DRO. So you've seen one of these working before, but I had to fake it up last time because I didn't have proper adapters. And that is a very nice hole. Absolutely beautiful. So it's worth the effort to make the holder, because trying to get these with the two flats into a Jacob style chuck is not good. It was probably luck last time I got it running fairly true. So there we are. Another small job out of the way. Small interest item, seeing as I can't spend too long standing out here, but this Maytag 92, I got it last year. I know it runs, but I've got to put a muffler on it and do a few little jobs. Hopefully at some point on a fine day I'll take it outside and get it running. Just love these old engines.